corner to get something. So Mark Simpson, experienced referee, has spotted something.
I'll tell you what I think the problem's going to be. Either something, because her belt line is the same colour as her top, and the referee needs to distinguish where the belt line is so that it's not considered a low blow. I think I'm right, because it looks like they're taping it and they're making it white.
Wow.
Because you can see that the boxing belt, the waistline, needs to be a different colour to the top. Otherwise, the referee can't distinguish whether it's a low blow or whether it's not.
Well spotted, Paul. Well spotted. And Big Rig's going to have a look at it now himself.
It's covering up her name, but don't worry, we know who she is. She is Cinque, well, she's not the challenger, it's the vacant title. So, but again, she got dominated in the first fight against Sarah Higginson, so she wants a bit of payback, but also take a bigger prize, which is the Australian title at the same time.
Geez, I don't know about this, how long this tape's going to last, mate. We might have a problem with this fight. This is scheduled to be 8 2-minute rounds for women, like I said, for this.
They'll just have to keep retaping it after each round. That's a problem for Cinque, that's for sure.
I mean, that tape, how can that be any more acceptable from the ref?
I don't know, but
send up to CJ.
I'll have a look at the stare down, Brett. That's as intense as it comes.
keen to try and hear what Mark Simpson's final instructions were after the well, we won't call it controversy, but it's definitely a hindrance for Cinque to putting a tape up like she did.
It's the rules of boxing. You can see that with Sarah Higginson, you can see that they go from grey.
Here we go, round one for all the marbles.
Yeah, I think, and what we saw last time was we saw that
Cinque's come out very quick, and Sarah Higginson has got to try and settle.
Yeah, well, we saw obviously the last fight that still really didn't get an opportunity to come forward at all. She was, you know, Higgy was just relentlessly coming forward. And so if she's done her homework, and you know, and that's obviously the if, hopefully when she's had a chance to look back at the film, she can see she can't just let the pocket rocket just come forward and be relentless as she was last time, because that's how Higgy wants to fight.
Nice moments from both fighters. Cinque, different fighters so far in this one, but it is early days, and I think Higginson just needs to settle.
Yeah, well, this is what's interesting about a rematch. A lot of people consider when they have a rematch, they fought 8 rounds last time.
It's not going to be the same.
Yeah, well, a lot of people think, Brett, that it goes straight into the 9th round. The girls certainly haven't spent any time feeling each other out. But with a rematch, is it going to be the same in terms of, can Higgy just bring the same game plan?
Nice work there by Higginson, getting some punches through, and seems to have settled very quickly here.
Well, she has settled from being she's a little bit on the back foot.
She's been hit a few times, especially in the first 30 seconds of this one.
Yeah, well, we can see that Cinque is definitely a different fighter than what she was last time. She's got good movement. She's moving the head from side to side, and she's coming forward. She's been the aggressor.
Nice punch there by Higginson. been a good second minute for her.
Yeah, she seemed to settle into the fight.
Nice uppercut there by Higginson. And look, she's got that mean face on as well. She looks to look for that speed advantage she had in the first fight. But nice punch there by Cinque, and a good way to finish round one. Very entertaining round one as well.
That's a good first round. That's a really good first round. I think both girls sort of felt each other out as quick as they could. As we see them sit in the corner, though, I will say I'm not sure I can see any tape on Cinque's belt anymore. But
interesting.
Yeah, I think that Higgy will probably take that round. She sort of started to come on.
I think so, but that's the way I saw it as well. But again, what impressed me about Higginson in her first fight is the cardio. She didn't stop. Her head movement was good. Her foot movement was good. It was like a different fighter from her debut. Yeah. And she's continued it into this third fight for her. And again, it was a bit of a tentative start because Cinque probably surprised her by coming out as fast as she did. But I think as she settled in probably after the first 30 seconds after we first look at the replay, this is the very start of the fight. Actually, I think that's the end of the round. Yeah. I remember the look on Higginson's face trying to get really mad and go after her.
Yeah.
That was the end of the first round.
Yeah, I think that what impressed me about the pocket rocket in the first fight was just her head movement, her evasive skills. And so she was able to set up, and they've gone at it.
There's definitely a speed advantage, and that's in favour of Higginson. Can she take advantage of that through 8 rounds? That's what we're here to see.
Yeah, well, that's what I think the big difference of having a training camp for.
Oh, nice punch there by Higginson. She's countering well now in round 2. This is basically what we saw in the first fight.
Yeah, she started to come more forward. She's been more aggressive. And that's where, see, there's that movement, which then sets up some counter punch. It gets her back on the inside in the middle of the centre ring.
Nice counter by Higginson as well. Still, Cinque is tough. We did see it in the first fight. She lasted a distance and...
definitely tough. Game, showed heart.
Especially on short notice, but again, full camp this time.
Yep.
There you go, Higginson coming forward and landing some good punches.
It's interesting that we know that Higgy loves her home at the Big Rig Gym, so much so she's got the big rig on the...
Lives there, I think.
Yep, got the big rig on the back of the shorts. And
I think every time I go out there, she's there.
Yep, she's a hard trainer. So we know that the fitness isn't going to be a problem for the 8 2-minute rounds.
He's had good stable, that big rig, and they've got plenty of support. And so far through 2 rounds, I think Higginson settled very nicely. And again, Cinque having her moments, but again, it's been the speed advantage and the movement. And look at that, that's the example of what's been happening. Very similar to the first fight so far.
Yeah, she seemed to definitely settle, and she's landing the cleaner shots.
I think the difference is, I think Cinque is more dangerous. She could land. That's the difference I see between this fight and the first fight so far.
Yep.
Looks a bit more powerful. Nice way to finish the round for Higginson. And I think Cinque's starting to feel it. She shakes it off, goes back to her corner, tries to settle.
Yeah, well, she's got an experienced cornerman in Nick Beachley. We've seen him fight here on Thunderdome. He's obviously the owner of a gym back over in New South Wales, Kingscliff boxing stables. He's fought over in New Zealand, he's experienced, trained with the H. So he'll be giving her some good advice, and obviously the same for Higgins. She's got Big Rig in the corner, so he's going to be giving her good advice too. So what we really want to see, or what I started to notice in that second round, was that...
Here we go, as you say, they would look at the replay, and this is probably what you saw.
Yeah, Syl sort of seemed to run out of her answers a little bit for me. She seemed like what she did in the first round, she wasn't happy with, or wasn't working.
That was a beautiful punch there by Higginson, and that's what really stung Cinque. And you see that on the counter, there wasn't too much getting through from Cinque in that sequence, and that's what we've probably seen, especially in round 2. It was a good start of the fight for Cinque, but I think since then Higginson has settled very nicely. Yeah. As I say that, nice punch there by Cinque.
Yeah, well, I think that was definitely another Higgy round.
I believe so, but we'll see what the judges think if it gets that far, because Higginson is putting in a good performance again. And look at that movement. Foot movement is good.
See, once again, we can call her the Brat. It's her nickname, and she's definitely got the Brat on the back of the shirt, and she's got the Brat on there. But it seems for Sil, it's just the one jab. There's not a follow-up, and that's really what...
Speaking of jabs, have a look at that jab by Higginson. Stiff, hard.
Yep. And when you land a nice stiff jab like that, you can follow up straight away. But if you're not landing that one stiff jab, you want to try to double up, change your angles, move around, set up your punches before just trying to load in. You can see now Higgy's starting to read that it's just one jab, and she's able to miss that jab.
You know, the old Rocky side to side, she's moving very well and having her way. Sil Cinque at the moment with the volume. I think it's just the volume's there. And she's got a bit of power behind it as well. So. Again, still early days. Again, I said in the last round, I think the difference between this one and the first fight, I think Sil Cinque has a bit more power in this one after a full camp.
Yeah, well, look at her. She's come over here in shape. She's definitely in shape. She looks fit. You know, she lasted the distance in the last fight. She took the punishment. She showed tremendous heart. She's a good fighter.
Remember, she said that she's going to look for the uppercut, so it's still there for her.
Yep. And it's only her second pro fight. So there's a lot of improvement.
I know she's very experienced though in the amateur ranks, but yeah, you're right. End of round 3. 3 down. It's scheduled for 8. All going to plan so far, in our eyes, for when I say that, for Sarah the Pocket Rocket Higginson.
Yeah, it's interesting to have a look at the views in the different corners. Both girls look like that they're obviously taking some deep breaths, but they don't look like they're fatigued. They both look like they've come here in good shape.
Sil Cinque listening to instructions. And again, Higginson, I think, is working harder. And again, she was very fit in their last one. As we look at the replay from the 3rd round, more to say. That's the jab that was talking about, that stiff, hard jab that landed right through. That was beautiful. That was a really nice, that was probably the best jab of the fight, but she's had a lot of them so far, but that was just really nice. Got through. Higginson still looks fit and ready to go.
Yeah, so again, it comes down to, I've said it a few times here tonight, what can Sil do now at the start of the 4th round? To try to change the momentum of the fight. You know, the one thing that they've got is it's a big boxing ring. They've got room that they can use. They can use that space.
Look at the volume there by Higginson again.
Yeah.
The volume is like 4 punches at a time compared to Sil Cinque's 1, as you were talking about, Paul.
Yeah. There's no criticism. Both fighters are trying their absolute best, but you can see with Sil, it just seems to be the one punch, the one jab, and then she's trying to load up with the right hand. I'd like to see it double the jab, triple jab, and then look for that right hand. Push her back, get her against the rope, try to work the body, try something different. Because as you've said, Brett, we know that Higgy's fit. We know that she's going to last the distance. She's a workhorse.
Look at that, she's cornering Sil Cinque now.
And that's what happens with relentless pressure. We've seen it a few times tonight already.
She still has to be careful, though, because, again, I still believe that Sil Cinque's got that counter-punch power that could upset her if she loses concentration. Not so far.
Yeah, not at this stage.
You hear that in the corner of Sil Cinque, they believe that Higginson's getting tired. It's not what I see, but I think that's probably more of an encouragement thing for Sil Cinque, more than fact.
Yeah, I don't see that. I think this is the other thing. After the rematch and how dominant Higgy was, it's interesting to see, is she going to go for the big finish this time? Because obviously she didn't get it last time. She fought extremely well, and that's what it looks like she's building up towards
That
now.
was a 5-rounder as well.
Yeah. So as you said at the start of this fight, it's stepping up in rounds and stepping up for a bigger title.
Look at that. Great work by Higginson. She's putting on a show now. She's really getting comfortable and taking over. Great end to the round once again. And Higginson looking good.
Yeah, she's definitely working. And that relentless pressure is starting to have a toll on Cinque, because she looks like for the first time that she's starting to take some big deep breaths. And although Higgy looks like she's taking some big deep breaths too. This is where she wants to fight. As you said, Brett, she's lost 50
I don't think she's going to stop, even though still Cinque doesn't look tired. And here we go. It was more highlights from Higginson. That's what we're seeing. Look at that. That was a beautiful shot. Higginson, just look at the determination
but you can
in her
see the
eyes.
difference between the two is, as you said, Brett, when Cinque's landing, if she is landing, there's no follow-up, whereas you can see when Higgy lands, she's immediately putting the pressure on and coming forward.
Not only that, if Cinque lands, you're getting more of a receipt.
Yep.
You're getting basically 3 or 4 punches in receipt for the one.
Absolutely.
So that's been the major difference. Again, fans, do not count Cinque out, because after a full camp, and she does look in great shape, she's still looking for that uppercut.
Yeah, and she doesn't look, as you said, Brett, although she's
Doesn't
taken
look
some punch,
phased.
she doesn't look phased. She looks like she's handled it well. At the moment, she just doesn't have the answers to the questions that Higgy's posing, but as we know in boxing, that can all change with one punch. And she does look physically strong.
Oh, look at that. Yep. See, counter again and speed. Speed.
I think they say it on the road, but it came from boxing, that speed kills.
Exactly. Look at that. Higginson on the counter again. Look at that on the left uppercut.
Yep. And now she's looking
Digs
for
into the
shot.
body.
Yep.
Look, she's just trying to take over with her speed and power now. Look at this. Totally taking over. Simo warns Higginson using the elbow, which I think would have been totally accidental. I didn't see too much in it. Have to see the replay for that.
Fight's a fight.
They continue on. It was in the action of throwing a punch.
Yep.
Just getting through nicely. Cinque. Game.
Absolutely.
Still tough, but she's still in there.
She's got good movement. She is missing punches. What's stumbling her at the moment is just when she allows Higgy to come forward with that relentless pressure, Brett, and throw the punches in bunches. When she just moves like this and keeps her distance, she's actually missing a lot of the punches. So she's got a good eye, she's got good skills, but it's just the pressure at the moment and the work rate from Higgy that's just causing a problem.
The closing moments. Another dominant round for mine for Sarah, the Pocket Rocket Higginson. Got up to round 6, 5 rounds through. The only case you can probably give is the very opening because of the first, 40 seconds to a minute for Cinque. But after that, I think it's been all Higginson.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Settled nicely.
Yep.
Oh, that was the elbow that she's talking about. But again, that was more of a reflex action. That's when Simo stopped it and said, just watch your elbow. So nothing much in it, but well spotted by the referee.
You can see Sylvia listening intently to Nick.
I've been trying to take advice on how to get back into this one.
Yeah. The hard part about boxing compared to other sports is in other sports, you've got to try to find something different to make things work. In boxing, you can try something different and you end up hurt. But you've still got to make that risk. You've still got to take the risk. And that's what Syl's got to do at the moment. She's got to take a risk.
Higginson's still fired up. He saw a reaction when she came out. She punched the blue corner and said, I'm ready.
Yep.
So she's basically sees the finish line inside and wants to go after it. She's pumped up and still focused. So all credit to Higginson so far. Game plan on point. Just needs to keep concentrating and don't lose that focus because she's putting on a masterclass at the moment.
Yeah, well, the good part about obviously being in an 8-round fight with 5 rounds down, according to us, we think that she's won all 5 of those rounds, but she doesn't have to change anything, and that's where the pressure's on Syl. She has to come up with something different. Something's got to change. And what that is, that's up to her in her corner. If it was me, I'd try to stop, obviously, Higgy from throwing those relentless pressures. I'd smother her if I needed to smother her, or I'd hold her. I wouldn't let her throw 5, 6, 7 punches and just continue to come forward. I'd stop her from coming in, and if I couldn't stop her from coming in, I'd use the ring to get away from her. Like a matador to a bull.
I just think that Higginson just, in her prime at the moment, how hard she's trained, and
And I'm not sure whether Cinque can do anything about it, even change the game plan. But,
Yeah.
but you're right, though, Paul. You've got to try something.
Something's got to change. And for Higgy, absolutely, Brett, you're 100% spot on. I wouldn't be changing anything.
No.
The game plan's working, the punches are working, the distance is working.
Her only danger is getting caught on a counter that if she loses concentration. That's the only thing I see happening.
At this stage, you're 100% right.
Once I thought I was wrong, but I was actually right.
You can hear the big rig calling out to still get back on the jab, so he's still, although he might be in front in the fight with Higgy, he's obviously still pressuring her to make sure she sticks to the game plan.
Crowd still going absolutely crazy here, Perth Metro City, as we come to the end of round number 6. 2 more scheduled in the books for this one, scheduled for 8. And Higginson still looks fresh. So does Cinque, but again, I think it's just a levels to this game, as you know, Paul Morrison.
Yeah, I think she's just at the moment, as I said before, the questions that Higgy's asking still doesn't have the answers to, and it's the opposite. The questions that Syl's asking of Higgy's got the answers to at the moment. As you said, on the counter, she's finding a rhythm, and when she wants to just pressure her pressure is just too relentless at the moment.
Totally agree. And again, Big Rig barking instructions to Sarah Higginson in the corner, basically saying, 2 rounds, just keep focused. And again, we see our beautiful ring girls. Big shout out to Sandy Chung, Elira, and Juju, doing a great job here at Thunderdome 35. So shout out to Hayley Williams from Champagne Showgirls. Make sure you get down to Thunderdome next time, Hayley. Here we go, round 7, scheduled for 8. Sarah Higginson taking on Cinque for the Australian Super Flyweight title, the ANBF.
Yeah, and what was interesting about that round break, Brett, as you called it, Big Rig was barking instructions, and Syl's corner was very calm and very relaxed. And if you think about the way the fight, you may have thought that they would have reversed roles.
This hasn't happened like that. It's been like, for me, carbon copy of the first fight, but even more impressive, Sarah Higginson, and a slightly tougher Cinque.
Yeah, she's definitely tough. Cinque. Absolutely. She's tough. She's game. She's a fighter. I don't think she's taking as much punishment as what she took in the first fight.
That's what makes it even more impressive for Higginson, the performance she's putting on against a... Oh, look at that punch again. That might have hurt Cinque. She's a bit wobbly.
Yeah, she held on for a minute.
Might be hurt there. This might be an opportunity to Higginson to stop this fight and get the title earlier than the distance. Look at that.
See, yeah, she's gone out to the body, so she's throwing some body shots. So, and that's really what you want to do. If you've got your opponent hurt, there's some big deep breaths.
Yeah,
those
deep
body
breaths,
shots work.
body shots.
Yep.
Look, she's going to go to the body again. She noticed it. There's big deep breaths, and it's been called out by Big Rig again in her corner.
He's calling out for the jab rather than the swinging hooks, but if I saw my opponent breathing that heavy from some
there we
body
go
shots,
again.
Yep. I'd be going for the body shots here too. I'd be going for the kill.
Look, she's on the verge of stopping this one. This is very impressive. There's only 20 seconds left in round 7. Remember, they're scheduled for 2 minutes per round.
We can see that Mark Simpson, the referee, he's having a good close look.
Another clinical round by Sarah Higginson. Pocket rocket going to work. She ain't stopping. Very impressive round there. We've got 1 round to go.
Yeah, you can see looking in the corner, it still looks a little bit deflated, doesn't
A bit of
she?
hematoma as well.
Yeah. She looks a little bit deflated, but she's still in with a fight. She's come over here, as you said, with a proper fight count this time, and she's game, she's fit, she's strong. But she's going to need to pull out some big punches in this round if she wants to take this one. But Sarah Higginson over there with Big Rig in the corner, they look calm, they look relaxed. I'm sure.
This says keep the movement of the head, keep the footwork, and go to the body. That's the message that should be coming out of Big Rig, and I think that's exactly what he's saying.
Absolutely.
Because, again, the body shots really bugged her. Cinque in round 7. And this is the 8th and final round of this title fight. Is for the ANBF Super Flyweight Australian title. Cinque taking on the pocket rocket Sarah Higginson. Brett Benetti here at ringside with Paul the main man Morrison, enjoying a great night of fights. Thunderdome 35.
And we've still got the main event to go, Brett.
Oh, cannot wait for that one. Crowd here at Perth Metro City, a lot of support here for Higginson. They can see the finish line in sight. A minute and a half to go. Nice punch there by Cinque. There's still a danger there.
That's probably the best punch of the fight.
It was, but another one. Yep. So, got to keep that head movement going, Higginson, and then follow up the way she's been doing for the first 7 rounds.
Yeah, I think that the difference is, as you said before, Brett, with the talking receipts, she hit her with 2 really good shots, but hasn't followed it up. And when you're desperate in the last rounds of a fight,
go for it.
You've just got to go. You've got to bite down on that mouth guard, and you've got to be willing to. You've just got to go to town.
60 seconds.
And she is. She's game. She's a fighter. She's staying in the fight. Don't get me wrong. Syl's doing a great job to stay in the fight. But the difference in the fight is that when Higgy's gone forward and landed a shot, she's then gone relentlessly. And what's ended is one punch has ended up in 10, 15, 20. It's gone forward. And Syl just hasn't been able to counter that.
Oh, there we go. Another good punch there by Cinque. 30 seconds to try and conjure up a miracle. But Higginson right in front of our commentary position now, getting back to work. I don't think she's going to stop for the last 20 seconds. She just wants to finish with an exclamation point.
Absolutely. And Syl's not going to stop either. She's been as game as they come.
CJ Rose just mentions to the crowd there's only 20 seconds left. The crowd lifts in volume, knowing that Sarah Higginson is so close to that Australian title.
And she finishes with a nice bit of blood out of the nose.
Wow, what a performance. She knows she's got it done. And very impressive where she's come from and what she's done in the last 2 fights. Yeah, all credit to her.
Absolutely.